Everybody, Patty Ann here. I'm going to show you a quick way to take any flat image like this and turn it into a card that's 3D that'll stand up on someone's desktop. You can use these for our cards for kids or whatever you want to use them for. Other little things are cute too. I've done Winnie the Pooh like this. I have another video like that earlier. But let's get started on this one and I'll show you how simple it is. Look up here at my screen. Okay, this is the first one that I did. So let me go ahead and open my library and go to all files and find that truck that I used. I think it might be down at the bottom. No, let's see. Maybe I put it in the Valentine's Day already. I did. Okay, it's in the Valentine's Day one, so I'll just double click on it. We can look at the design first. It just says it's a intended to be cut with a cutting machine. Okay, we're going to do that. So I'm going to double click on this to open it. So now I've opened up this one. So right off the bat, I have a problem with this one because I guess it's supposed to be used for vinyl or certainly for wee little teeny cuts of cardstock if you're going to glue all these little things on, because I can show you that easily if I bring a piece of paper behind here and let me make it the blue color or something, and I'll right click on it to send it to the back. Just want to show you. So look at that. If I cut this out of paper, all of this stuff's just going to fall right apart and fall right out. So that's what's making me think you have to do it out of cardstock. So instead of doing it out of cardstock, I'm going to show you how to do it as a print then cut, really quick and easy. If you have an image like this, you can either make the fold on the side if there was a nice side here. I did mine on the top, and let me show you how. So let me get rid of this blue box by hitting delete, and I'll make this smaller so we can work on it easily. Oh, and we'll move over this way a little bit to get rid of some of that other stuff so it doesn't confuse us. There we go. Okay, so I have this guy already. So what I'm going to do right off the bat is I'm going to duplicate him. I can right click on this and say duplicate, or as you know, I like to hold down the Alt key on my keyboard and drag one off. So now I got a couple of them over here. We're going to work on this one first. So what I'm going to do on this one first is I'm going to right click and I'm going to say release compound path, which, look at that, it breaks it all up into little pieces. And then I'm just going to right click again and say weld, which is really great, except for that I need these pieces to be touching. So what I'm going to do is click on this bumper, and with this little square right here, I'm just going to drag it up. Okay. With this piece, I'm going to leave it right where it is, other than to drag it and make it a little bit longer. Same thing with this piece, drag it and make it a little bit longer. And now once I have all of these pieces ready, I'm going to grab all of them and just right click and weld. So that is going to be the top of my card. So if I have this piece here, or it's actually going to be the back of my card, I'm sorry. So what I'm going to do with this piece now, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger because this is going to be the backing. And I'd almost like it to be a little offset so that I don't have to worry about really trying to work really super duper hard trying to line this up. So I'm just going to make it white. Okay. And I'm going to come over here to the offset panel that looks like the little star and click on that to open the offset panel. I'm just going to click on the word offset, and I'll just leave it as it's at its default size, and I'll just change its color to white. So what I can do now is I can just get rid of this middle tiny one and delete it. I don't need it anymore. But this guy right here, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to make an extra one of him, but to do that, what I'm going to do is come over here to the replicate panel, and here's where I'm going to do it, where it says mirror. I'm going to mirror one above. So watch this when I click on it. Mirror above, and look at that, perfect. I might just move this down just a little scooch, maybe 2 taps on my down arrow. Let's see what happens. And then I'm going to weld these together and see if that works. Yep, they work perfectly. Look, we're going to have a welded place there. Then I simply bring this guy, right click, and bring him to the front. Bring him over here. Line him in there how he belongs. Right like that. And then I'm just going to group everything. Group. And this is now ready to go to be cut. Let me show you. Let's get rid of this. I'll move this one. Oops, I thought I had him grouped. Let me grab both those pieces. Grab him off here. I'm going to need to make him a little bit smaller probably. Let's move him over here first though. Yes, because to make the print then cut, I have cardstock that's 8.5 by 11. So that's the size sheet I have right here. And the way I did that was by coming up here to the page setup, and I changed here the first button. My machine is auto Cameo, cutting mat is auto Cameo. I made my media size, because that's the size of my cardstock that I have, I made it letter size. I also checked both of these boxes here because they help me to be able to see exactly where I can place this and have it cut properly. The other thing that I did is you'll notice these little marks right here. These are called registration marks. The way you turn those on is by coming over to the third little button here. Ordinarily it would say that they are off, but I want to go ahead and turn those registration marks on. So there we go. That shows us exactly where we can place our card to have it print then cut properly. So I need to be able to fit it inside of here. Nothing can go outside of this red line border, and nothing can go in the checkered mark. So I need to make it smaller. So that's perfect, just like that. I can move it over. And all I have to do is to send this, click on send up here in the upper right hand corner. And notice right now all of these red lines all over. Those lines are showing us where this is going to cut. We don't want all of these things to cut out. We just want the outer edge. We just want it to cut the edge. So I'm going to highlight this thing and then come over here. Right now it says cut. I just wanted to cut the edge. I'm going to click on that. Look at that. And now it's just going to cut the edge like this. If I had wanted to, I could put a score line right here, but I don't think I'll have any trouble knowing where to bend it or where to fold it. So the only other thing I have to do then is change this to the cardstock that I want, and it's on cardstock textured heavy. And I will just go to send. I'll send it to my machine. It'll cut it out, and we'll end up with this cute little card down here. So that's it. Easy peasy. Okay, I had one last thing I wanted to show you about, and that is this. If you go to our Facebook group and join facebook.com/groups/cutting up with Patty Ann, and I'll have the link down below. I'd love to have you join us, especially if you like making cards and you like helping people out. We are doing this project called Cards for Kids. This is a project that's not only for kids, but it's for adults too. So I would love to have you come and look at this. If you go to cardsforkids.org, you can find out more about it. But what we're doing is we're going to keep track right here on how many cards we're making. And we've decided we're going to shoot for February to making more. We've already turned in 100 cards. And so what I ask that you do is when you make your cards, just sign up in the comments here and let us know how many you've sent in, because that helps us to keep an ongoing tally. Additionally, we do have this cute little logo available that we're all putting on the backs of our cards, because then they know that they came from our group at Patty Ann's Place. So you can go to my website and download this little logo for free and put it on the back of your cards. And I'll show you in a moment what they look like. Send them off. You do not need to have envelopes for them. The only rule is the Cards for Kids people ask that we don't say anything to the kids like, I hope you're feeling better, keep your chin up, that kind of thing. This is just supposed to be encouraging. And if you get my newsletter, you should have gotten a newsletter yesterday that showed some samples of what they ask that we do for the cards. And it also tells where to send them. But please join this group and ask any questions. try to keep it underneath of this comment that I have right, or this announcement that I have right here, so we can keep all of our information together about the cards for kids. So again, thanks a lot for joining me, you guys. If you have any questions, please put them down below, or in the comment section, I should say. And that's about it, I guess. Thanks again. Bye-bye.